Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Badvibes. Welcome to the internet. I've never pretended to be a physician, but that doesn't stop other people from pretending to be fake doctors. And people keep seeing them. So there was a story a while back, a fake dentist in New York. You check that out. I got video on that was pretty ridiculous, but it doesn't stop there. I've got two stories in one here. Let's take a look. We've got some more pretend TikTok doctors. So not only that, this is the other end of the spectrum, as in the butt. A man charged after he botched a butt implant procedure in his home. And unfortunately, I'm making jokes, but the woman is not expected to survive, which is insane. So a New York City man has been charged with performing medical procedures without a license after a patient was left near death during a botched butt implant removal procedure in his home. So they were trying to remove an implant? Odd. So the fake doctor injected the 31-year-old woman with local anesthetic lidocaine, causing her to go into cardiac arrest on March 28th, according to a criminal complaint. And yes, that is not how you use that. That's not what that's for. So the woman was taken from her Queens home to a hospital where a doctor said she's not expected to survive, unfortunately. The victim, who has not been named, has no brain activity and shows evidence of lidocaine toxicity. And the pretend doctor was apprehended at JFK International Airport attempting to board a flight. Wow. So he knew he messed up. He was trying to get out of there, presumably. Prosecutor said he was arraigned on Sunday on charges of assault and unauthorized practice of a profession and was held without bail. His lawyer did not respond to anything, not to be shocked. So anyways, this guy promoted a range of cosmetic procedures on his TikTok account, where he also sometimes identified himself as a doctor. I'm just playing video games and doing dumb news. Don't come to me for surgery. No, that's not what's on my TikTok. It's more like Street Fighter videos. But why are people, I mean, I know TikTok's like getting into commerce in the TikTok shop and all that, but why would you go there for medical procedures? I'm not trying to shame this poor lady, but common sense, please. One recent post touts his prices for Botox, lip fillers, and body sculpting. Another post shows him using a machine and a woman that he claims in text written in Spanish as a safe and painless method to shape one's glutes or butt muscles. Other posts suggest he also offered his services in Miami. Wow. And I'm not totally in the know on all this stuff, but even at some legitimate licensed practices, I can think of a few, like in various places I've lived, like they've gotten in trouble for the technicians doing all the work and they were clearly not trained to. So it's like, don't mess around with this. I'm saying that to the people actually doing it. It's, when you're putting stuff in people's bodies, you're really rolling the dice if you don't know what you're doing. Anyways, early this year, a Manhattan esthetician was charged with injecting customers with counterfeit Botox. What's counterfeit Botox? Is it like Futurama, where they just have like the old canned mushrooms and just draw it up in a syringe? Okay, so there's all kinds of these here. So let's go through some of these examples, and there's another story afterwards. So in 2018, a Manhattan man posing as a doctor was sentenced up to 12 years in jail after pleading guilty in the death of a woman during a botched silicone butt implant procedure. That doesn't sound like something like you could figure out with a YouTube video. It's like, okay, I'm going to change my oil. I'm going to look up a YouTube video. It's not like, oh, I'm going to surgically enhance somebody's butt. I'm going to use a YouTube video. I can figure it out. 2015, a former madam who performed illegal body sculpting in the Philadelphia area was sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison after the death of a dancer whose heart stopped after nearly half a gallon of silicone was injected in her butt. These are crazy, crazy stories. And to even add further to it, like similar to the last one we had, let me switch over here. There's another one. This one actually has a video. I haven't watched it yet, so let's hope it's not horrific, but somebody else went to a fake dentist and got messed up. And again, in some of these cases, especially the dental work, I can understand. This is like, you're probably uncomfortable, you're in pain. Dental coverage in the US is not great. That's something I've learned over time. you know, as someone that needed it and somebody that's witnessed it, you know, through employer insurance, blah, blah, blah. Well, most people, well, not most, but a lot of people aren't covered, and their coverage isn't great, and procedures are expensive. So I can understand if you're desperate, especially if you're in pain, going to unusual routes, but it's not a good idea. I mean, let's see what happened in this case. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happened in this case.
Local woman says she paid thousands of dollars for what she hoped was going to be a picture-perfect smile. Instead, she was left with cracked, damaged teeth.
Noelle Williams is this warning that you need to hear before you go through a similar painful experience. This is a story you'll see here on Just One Station.
Yeah,
I don't want to smile no more. I don't really want to go nowhere.
Don't go to a street dentist.
Nyla Martin says all she wanted was a great smile. She was even willing to pay thousands of dollars for one. But instead, she was left with pain and insecurity. This is Martin in February 2024. She tells me she paid more than $3,000 for composite veneers at the Smile Lounge in Shaker Heights. She says she thought they were reputable and licensed.
Didn't look bad.
But just 3 days after the procedure, Martin knew something wasn't right.
Every other month, I'm having breakage. I'm having things fall off.
Martin tells me every time she went back to get her teeth fixed, the procedure became more painful.
It was hurting, like almost excruciating. Like she was like drilling through my teeth.
This is what Martin looks like right now. She has a cracked tooth and several others damaged. 19 News did some digging into the Smile Lounge. According to Shaker Heights court records, the business is solely owned and operated by Jasmine Lyons. She's accused of unknowingly offering dental services without a license to an investigator with the Ohio Dental Board.
You unknowingly offer surgery.
The investigator confirmed through the local Ohio state records that Lyons did not possess a certified dental license. This court document with Shaker Heights Municipal Court states, quote, Lyons noted she received her dental assistant certificate in Columbia, the country. The American Dental Association says that dental treatment from unlicensed individuals has the potential to cause damaging complications for patients. And according to the Ohio Attorney General's office, no person shall practice dentistry without a current license.
Well, yeah.
I decided to give the Smile Lounge a call. No one answered at first, but minutes later I got a call back from somebody at the business. I was given price points for different services. When I asked if anyone who worked there had a dental license, I never got a clear answer. The person on the other side of the phone told me to reach out to their attorney. Either way, Martin says she wants answers.
So strange.
She since filed a complaint with the state dental board in hopes that something gets done.
Stop practicing. Like you need to, like, you didn't waste.
Well, if you're not licensed, don't start. That seems to be the biggest problem.
To be a real dentist, and you are not.
In Shaker Heights, Noelle Williams, 19 News.
All right, we also reached out to the Ohio Dental Board and the Cuyahoga County Dental Society. They just would not answer our questions, but if they do, we'll make sure to give you their response.
Cool, everybody's helpful. I mean, what's the point of having all these licenses if you can just open up clearly with a sign with a tooth on it saying you're offering these things? But yeah, I mean, don't go to somebody that's unlicensed. You know, you got to know how to do stuff before you do it. At the bare minimum, it's crazy. It makes me wonder. Also, other people have probably seen these. I don't remember the names of the companies, but I keep seeing all these ads for like these pop-in veneers that you do over mail. Essentially, I think they mail you the impression kit and everything. I'm not looking at any. I think mine are okay. They appear a lot more yellow on camera now that I smiled real big. Whoops. My lighting in here. But yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, like, you know, want to whiten your teeth, but when you want to put on veneers and do orthodontics or surgery, like you gotta see somebody who knows what they're doing. Don't go to an apartment. But of course, stepping back again, in this case, I mean, it sounded like it was cosmetic, not, you know, health related. It was in an actual business location, so you'd kind of think, well, I guess it's legit. You know, I guess you got to look for those licenses on the wall and make sure they're real. at this point. I mean, it's one thing to go in somebody's apartment and they just have like, you know, a pizza cutter out on the picnic table and said that's the office, but don't be having surgery at people that don't know how to do, from people that don't know how to do it. So yeah, that's you know, more to be afraid of, I guess. Hooray. See you next time.